let me tell you something, because this is important. Farmers need to stop playing in people's faces with this "I'm poor" stuff right now, because people are sick of it. Poor people don't start small farms. You're gonna start a small specialty crop thing. You need money and or access for land, for expertise, for equipment, supplies, irrigation equipment, crop row covers. You need high tones. You need greenhouses. You need hoop houses. You need places to store the stuff, ways to pack it. Like all that stuff costs money. See, I've never been poor a day in my life, but I grew up in Southeast DC in the 80s and 90s. So, while I didn't live in the projects, I was surrounded by the projects. And I've seen what actual poverty looks like. And none of these people, at any point, ever had the resources or the access to be able to start a small farm of any kind. Them people didn't have the money to start like a container garden on the porch. Now, as a result of dumping your money and your access and your privilege or whatever into starting your small farm, you might now be broke, but broke and poor aren't the same thing. Shit, bro, I'm broke. I got $40 that's got to last me until the end of the month. But I've also got this house that I'm going to inherit on 2 acres. I'm on like 3 trust funds. The interest in my business is worth like $500,000. My support network is drowning in money. My parents have money. My in-laws have money. My cousins, my brothers have money. My best friends are a radiologist, an attorney, a dentist, a CPA, a guy that has a $30 million contract with HUD, and a guy that lives in Dubai, and I still don't know what this nigga does for a living. So what I'm saying is, I'm broke right now because my business has me dumping almost all of my money into it, for potential future gain. But hell will freeze and thaw and freeze again before I or anybody near me lets me or my family suffer the way poor people are made to suffer. And farmers need to stop playing, acting like they're one bad harvest away from homelessness, because they're not. I swear to God, you go interview 10,000 homeless people, I guarantee you not one of them is going to be, man, I used to be a farmer. They're one bad harvest away from having to liquidate some of their assets that they'd rather not in order to make themselves whole. You remember that farmer, Skyler? That dude that was all over the internet a few months ago talking about, I might lose this farm.
I might lose my farm because of the government. NRCS, conservation planning, cost sharing on stuff like fencing, different seedings, water lines, better conserve farmland for agricultural use. They called me today and said, hey, I know we have the signed contract. We're reneging on it. We're not going to pay out on it. I'm just screwed. And unless they lift this pause on payment, I'm going to lose this farm.
Here's this shameless bitch several months later.
I'm thinking about selling all my cows, and I need you guys to tell me why it doesn't make sense to do this. I paid $1.2 million for my farm, where I only owe $920,000 on it. So half of that loan is through the FSA at 3% interest for 30 years. The other half of that loan is through a bank at 7+% interest. After 2 years of paying on it, I still owe $457,000 on that $460,000 loan through the bank because the interest is eating up most of my payment. I'm in a situation where if I was to sell all my cows that are worth about $300,000 and I own those free and clear, and I sell my rental houses for, they're worth about $200,000 and I own those free and clear, I would have enough money to, after I pay taxes, to pay off the bank side of my loan.
Oh, this dude was never in danger of having to sell his farm. He was in danger of being forced to sell part of his cattle herd or one of his rental properties, which he's now considering doing anyway to take advantage of high cattle prices to clear out one of his loans, because the other loan with the FSA he's able to pay for with his off-farm job. Same guy that was telling you back in February that he was one Doge signature away from possibly being homeless. This is why cattlemen are mad, by the way, that Trump might undo the windfall that he's engineered for them with these tariffs and refusal to do anything about climate change. This is why they're mad, right? They cattle prices record high. These guys are able to retire hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in personal debt while continuing to suck at the teat of the USDA, getting your money for their low interest FSA loans, getting your money, free money as grants, not loans, to build their fences and their wells and their improvements so they can get even wealthier. All while constantly telling you, I'm just a small farmer, I'm barely breaking even. Keep playing with people, playing games, because people are looking at y'all now the way they've never looked at farmers before. When they find out that you've been lying to them for decades, they're gonna fuck you up.